Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca, they tell you pain is weakness leaving the body, a lie whispered to the naive. Pain is simply pain. It is a test, a crucible. It reveals what you are, not what you wish to be. Most crumble. They seek escape in comfort and distraction in the soothing balm of mediocrity. We are not them. We understand that the avoidance of pain is the avoidance of growth. The easy path leads only to a shallow grave. The path of resistance, of deliberate confrontation with discomfort, forges the unyielding spirit. It carves the steel framework that supports true strength. The world rewards those who can endure what others cannot, not because they are special, but because they chose to be. The difference is not in inherent talent, but in the relentless pursuit of resilience. Embrace the burn, welcome the ache. These are the signals of transformation, the heralds of a stronger self being born. They are not signs to stop, but commands to push harder, to delve deeper into the well of your own potential. The weak run from the fire, the strong become the fire. Consider the iron, lifeless, inert, worthless in its natural state. It is only through the crucible of intense heat, the brutal pounding of the hammer, the agonizing shaping process, that it becomes something of value, a tool, a weapon, a foundation. You are no different. Your potential lies dormant, waiting to be awakened by the trials you face. The pain you endure is the hammer shaping you into something formidable. Do not resent the hammer, thank it. For it is through this process that you become capable of withstanding forces that would break others. The world is a relentless forge. It tests every man and woman. It seeks out weakness and exploits it mercilessly. To survive, you must be stronger than the forces arrayed against you. And that strength is not found in comfort, but in the furnace of adversity. So when the pain comes, do not flinch. Do not retreat. Stand firm and let it wash over you. Allow it to purify you, to burn away the impurities that hold you back. Emerge from the flames tempered, hardened, and ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. This is the path to true fortitude, the path to unbreakable strength. The modern world is engineered for comfort. Every possible inconvenience is eliminated, every potential discomfort is minimized. This creates a generation of fragile minds, incapable of handling even the slightest adversity. They are like plants grown in a greenhouse, sheltered from the harsh realities of the outside world. When the storm comes, they will be the first to break. We are the opposite. We seek out the storm. We embrace the challenge. We deliberately expose ourselves to discomfort, knowing that it is the only way to build true resilience. We understand that the ability to withstand pain is not just a physical attribute, but a mental one. It is a matter of mindset, of cultivating a spirit that refuses to be broken. This is not about masochism or self-flagellation. It is about strategic self-improvement. It is about forging a mind that can overcome any obstacle. The pain is not the enemy, it is the teacher. It shows you your limits and then it pushes you to exceed them. It reveals your weaknesses and then it forces you to strengthen them. The more you embrace the pain, the stronger you become. The more you avoid it, the weaker you become. The choice is yours. They preach self-care, bubble baths and mindless entertainment, temporary fixes for a deeper rot. We understand the necessity of strategic rest, of calculated recovery, but we do not confuse it with the avoidance of challenge. True self-care is not about avoiding discomfort. It is about building the resilience to withstand it. It is about forging a mind and body that can handle whatever life throws your way. It is about becoming the kind of person who thrives in chaos, who finds strength in adversity, who emerges from the fire stronger than before. This requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires a willingness to endure pain that others cannot even imagine. But the rewards are immeasurable. The ability to control your mind, to master your emotions, to push your physical limits, these are the keys to true freedom. They are the tools you need to build a life of purpose, of meaning, of unwavering strength. So reject the siren song of comfort. Embrace the challenge. Seek out the pain. For it is in the crucible of adversity that true fortitude is forged. The modern world conditions you to avoid discomfort. It offers endless distractions, instant gratification and a constant stream of dopamine hits. It tells you that you deserve to be happy all the time, that any form of suffering is inherently bad. This is a lie, a carefully constructed deception designed to keep you weak, compliant, and dependent. The truth is that pain is an unavoidable part of life. It is a fundamental aspect of the human experience. It is the price we pay for growth, for progress, for meaning. To shy away from pain is to shy away from life itself. It is to condemn yourself to a state of perpetual stagnation, of unfulfilled potential. The path to true strength, to true mastery, is paved with discomfort. It demands that you confront your fears, challenge your limitations, and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. It requires you to embrace the suck, to endure the hardship, to persevere in the face of adversity. Consider the athlete pushing their body to its breaking point, the entrepreneur working tirelessly to build their dream, the soldier facing death on the battlefield. These individuals understand that pain is not an obstacle but an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become more resilient. They know that the only way to overcome their limitations is to confront them head-on, to push through the pain, to emerge stronger on the other side. This is not masochism. It is not about seeking out pain for its own sake. It is about strategically leveraging discomfort to build a stronger, more capable self. It is about understanding that the greatest rewards in life are often found on the other side of the greatest challenges. It is about developing a mindset of unwavering determination, a refusal to be defeated by adversity. It is about forging a spirit that can withstand any storm. The mind is a muscle. Like any muscle, it grows stronger through resistance. When you consistently avoid discomfort, you are essentially depriving your mind of the necessary stimulus for growth. You are allowing it to become weak, fragile, and easily broken. When you actively seek out challenges, you are forcing your mind to adapt, to overcome, to become more resilient. You are building a mental fortress that can withstand the constant barrage of stress, anxiety, and negativity that bombards us in the modern world. This requires a conscious effort. It requires a daily commitment to pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. It requires a willingness to confront your fears, to challenge your beliefs, to step outside of your preconceived notions of what is possible. It requires a constant process of self-reflection, of identifying your weaknesses, and of actively working to overcome them. Think of the ancient Spartans. They were renowned for their unwavering discipline, their unyielding courage, and their unparalleled physical prowess. They were forged in the crucible of hardship, trained from a young age to endure pain, to overcome adversity, to fight to the death for their city-state. Their society was built on the principles of discipline, sacrifice, and relentless self-improvement. They understood that true strength is not about avoiding pain, but about mastering it. They embraced the challenge, sought out the hardship, and emerged as one of the most formidable fighting forces in history. We are not advocating for a return to Spartan society, but we can learn from their example. We can embrace their mindset of unwavering determination, their commitment to relentless self-improvement, and their understanding that true strength is forged through adversity. The ability to tolerate discomfort is a superpower. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and the avoidance of pain, the ability to endure hardship is a rare and valuable asset. It allows you to push yourself further, to achieve more, and to overcome obstacles that would defeat others. It gives you a competitive edge in every aspect of life, from your career to your relationships to your personal pursuits. It allows you to maintain your focus, your clarity, and your composure in the face of adversity. It allows you to make rational decisions under pressure, to remain calm in the midst of chaos, and to emerge victorious from even the most challenging situations. This is not about being superhuman. It is about maximizing your potential, about becoming the best version of yourself. It is about forging a mind and body that are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Therefore, cultivate discomfort. Seek out challenges that test your limits, that push you beyond your comfort zone, that force you to grow. Embrace the pain, not as an end in itself, but as a means to an end. as a tool for self-improvement, for building resilience, for forging a stronger, more capable self. Learn to control your mind, to master your emotions, to push your physical limits. Develop a mindset of unwavering determination, a refusal to be defeated by adversity. Become the kind of person who thrives in chaos, who finds strength in hardship, who emerges from the fire stronger than before. This is the path to true fortitude, to true mastery, to true freedom. Imagine a high-stakes poker game. The air is thick with cigar smoke, tension hangs heavy, and fortunes are won and lost with every card dealt. A young player, barely out of his teens, sits across from a seasoned veteran, a man known for his icy demeanor and ruthless tactics. The kid has been on a hot streak, riding a wave of beginner's luck and aggressive bets. But now, the tide has turned. The veteran has systematically chipped away at his stack, exploiting his inexperience and forcing him into uncomfortable situations. The kid is visibly shaken. Sweat beads on his forehead, his hands tremble as he reaches for his remaining chips. He's facing a critical decision. Call the veteran's all-in bet and risk everything, or fold and admit defeat. This isn't just about the money, it's about his pride, his reputation, his belief in himself. He spent weeks honing his skills, studying the game, visualizing his success. But now, under the intense pressure, all that preparation seems to be crumbling. The veteran stares him down, his eyes cold and calculating, offering no hint of what he holds. The silence is deafening, broken only by the clinking of chips and the occasional nervous cough. The kid knows that one wrong move could ruin him, could send him spiraling into debt and despair. This is the crucible of pressure, the ultimate test of fortitude. Consider the mental calculus playing out in the kid's mind. He replays the hand, analyzing the betting patterns, searching for any tell that might betray the veteran's hand. He remembers the hours he spent studying probability, calculating pot odds, and mastering the art of bluffing. But none of that seems to matter now. In this moment, all that matters is his ability to remain calm, to think clearly, and to make the right decision under immense duress. This is where fortitude comes into play. It's not just about knowledge or skill. It's about the mental toughness to withstand the pressure, to ignore the fear, and to act decisively. It's about embracing the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the risk, knowing that even in defeat, there is something to be learned. The veteran understands this intimately. He's been in this situation countless times. He knows that the key to victory is not just about having the best cards. It's about controlling the narrative, manipulating your opponent's emotions, and forcing them to make mistakes. He uses his experience to project an image of unwavering confidence, even if he's bluffing. He understands the psychology of the game, the subtle cues that reveal a player's state of mind. He exploits their weaknesses, their insecurities, and their fears. This is psychological warfare, a battle of wills fought not with bullets, but with bluffs, bets, and calculated risks. Now imagine the kid folds. He throws his cards down in disgust, his face flushed with anger and embarrassment. He walks away from the table, his dreams shattered, his confidence shaken. He retreats to his room, locks the door, and curses his bad luck. He blames the veteran, the cards, everything but himself. This is the path of weakness, the path of victimhood. It's a path that leads to stagnation, to resentment, and to failure. But now contrast this with an alternate scenario, one where the kid, despite his fear, takes a deep breath, pushes all his chips into the center of the table, and declares, "I call." The veteran smirks, reveals his hand, a pair of kings. The kid turns over his cards, a pair of aces. He wins the hand, doubling his stack and silencing his opponent. He maintains his composure, avoids gloating, and simply continues to play. This is the path of fortitude, the path of resilience, the path of victory. It's a path that leads to growth, to self-mastery, and to success. The trap is believing pain is an anomaly, a detour from the good life. The weak seek comfort, avoid discomfort, and medicate every ache, both physical and psychological. They chase pleasure, mistaking fleeting sensations for lasting fulfillment. They build walls around themselves, shielding themselves from the harsh realities of the world. They become fragile, brittle, incapable of withstanding the inevitable storms. They are like hothouse flowers, beautiful perhaps, but utterly unable to survive outside their carefully controlled environment. They demand fairness, expecting the world to conform to their delicate sensibilities. They whine and complain when things don't go their way, blaming external forces for their own failures. They are slaves to their emotions, tossed about by every passing whim. They are easily manipulated, their fears and insecurities exploited by those who understand human nature. They are fodder for the strong, the wolves who prey on the sheep. They mistake comfort for strength, and in doing so, they ensure their own destruction. They lack the mental fortitude to face adversity, the resilience to bounce back from setbacks, and the self-discipline to persevere through hardship. They are addicted to instant gratification, unable to delay pleasure for long-term gain. They are consumed by envy, resenting the success of others rather than working to achieve their own. They are masters of self-deception, constructing elaborate narratives to justify their failures and protect their fragile egos. They are surrounded by enablers, people who reinforce their victimhood and shield them from the consequences of their actions. They become trapped in a cycle of negativity, spiraling downwards into despair and self-pity. They are afraid of failure, so they never even try. They are afraid of pain, so they never grow. They are afraid of vulnerability, so they never connect. They are afraid of death, so they never truly live. They surrender their agency, relinquishing control over their own lives. They become passengers, passively drifting along at the mercy of circumstance. They allow others to define them, to dictate their worth, to limit their potential. They fail to recognize that pain is not the enemy, but the catalyst for growth. It is through pain that we learn, that we adapt, that we become stronger. It is through overcoming challenges that we develop resilience, that we build character, that we forge our own destiny. The weak seek to avoid pain, the strong embrace it. The weak are defined by their limitations, the strong are defined by their will to overcome them. The weak succumb to the trap, the strong transcend it. The weak are broken by adversity, the strong are forged in its fire. The weak are slaves to their fears, the strong are masters of their own minds. The weak are defeated by life, the strong conquer it. They fail to understand that the greatest battles are fought within, not without. They are unaware of the power of the human spirit, the capacity for resilience, the ability to overcome even the most daunting obstacles. They are blind to their own potential, trapped by their limiting beliefs, and doomed to a life of mediocrity. They choose comfort over growth, safety over adventure, and conformity over self-expression. They trade their freedom for security, their dreams for stability, and their souls for acceptance. They are the walking dead, existing but not truly alive, trapped in a prison of their own making. They lack the courage to challenge the status quo, to question the prevailing narratives, to forge their own path. They are sheep, blindly following the herd, led to the slaughterhouse of mediocrity. They are the embodiment of weakness, a cautionary tale of what happens when fear triumphs over courage, when comfort trumps growth, and when the pursuit of pleasure overshadows the pursuit of purpose. They become cautionary tales, warnings of what happens when one chooses the path of least resistance, when one prioritizes comfort over growth, and when one allows fear to dictate their decisions. Pain is not an obstacle, it is the chisel that sculpts your character. Embrace the suffering, for it is the crucible in which your strength is forged. Every ache, every burn, every moment of agonizing effort is a step closer to the unshakable self you are striving to become. To shy away from discomfort is to deny yourself the opportunity to evolve, to stagnate in a state of perpetual weakness. The path to mastery is paved with hardship, and those who cannot endure will be left behind, lost in the wilderness of their own self-imposed limitations. Understand that your perception of pain is a choice. You can view it as a debilitating force, a reason to quit, an excuse for failure. Or you can see it as a sign of progress, a testament to your dedication, a challenge to be overcome. The latter is the mindset of the warrior, the strategist, the one who understands that growth only comes through adversity. This is not about masochism. It is about recognizing the inherent value in pushing your boundaries, in confronting your limits, and in emerging stronger on the other side. Train your mind to reframe suffering, to see it as a valuable teacher, a guide that illuminates the path to your ultimate potential. Consider it a test, a trial by fire that separates the worthy from the unworthy. The world rewards those who can withstand the pressure, who can remain calm and focused in the face of chaos, who can push through the pain when others falter. Develop a strategic approach to suffering. Don't just blindly endure it. Analyze it, understand it, and learn from it. What is the source of your pain? Is it physical, mental, or emotional? What lessons can you extract from this experience? How can you use this knowledge to prepare yourself for future challenges? By dissecting your suffering, you transform it from a random, negative event into a valuable source of information and growth. The ancient Stoics understood this principle well. They taught that adversity is an opportunity to practice virtue, to cultivate resilience, and to strengthen the character. They believed that external events are ultimately neutral. It is our interpretation of those events that determines their impact on our lives. Choose to interpret your suffering as a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Cultivate a mindset of anti-fragility, the ability to not only withstand shocks but to actually grow stronger as a result of them. This requires a willingness to embrace discomfort, to seek out challenges, and to constantly push your limits. Don't be afraid to fail, to make mistakes, or to experience setbacks. These are all valuable learning opportunities that will ultimately make you more resilient and adaptable. Develop rituals of self-discipline, practices that push you beyond your comfort zone and cultivate mental fortitude. This could include cold exposure, fasting, intense physical training, or any other activity that challenges your physical and mental limits. The key is to consistently expose yourself to discomfort, to train your mind to resist the urge to quit, and to develop the ability to persevere through adversity. Learn to detach from your emotions, to observe them without judgment, and to prevent them from controlling your actions. This is not about suppressing your feelings. It is about gaining mastery over them so that you can remain calm and rational in the face of stress. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or any other technique that helps you cultivate emotional awareness and self-regulation. Remember that your mind is your most powerful weapon. Train it to be disciplined, resilient, and unwavering. Use suffering as a tool to forge your mental armor, to harden your spirit, and to transform yourself into an unstoppable force. Seek discomfort intentionally. Embrace the challenges that others avoid. Push your boundaries relentlessly. For it is in these moments of struggle that you will discover your true potential and unlock the unbreakable self that lies within. Develop a callous mind, immune to the barbs of criticism and the temptations of mediocrity. Let the pain of discipline outweigh the pain of regret. The ability to endure suffering is not merely a survival skill, it is a superpower. It allows you to overcome obstacles that would crush others, to achieve goals that seem impossible, and to live a life of purpose and meaning. Embrace the pain, for it is the key to unlocking your true potential. It is the catalyst that transforms you from ordinary to extraordinary, from weak to strong, from vulnerable to invincible. Understand that the path to greatness is not paved with comfort and ease. It is forged in the fires of adversity. So embrace the pain, welcome the challenge, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Consider the Roman Empire. Its legions were not forged in comfort. They were born from unrelenting campaigns, brutal training regimes, and the constant threat of annihilation. Each legionary carried not only the weight of his armor and weapons, but also the responsibility of defending the Republic, later the Empire, from those who sought to tear it down. Imagine the physical and mental toll of marching for days under a scorching sun, battling in close quarters against savage enemies, and sleeping on the cold ground with the knowledge that death could come at any moment. The fortitude of these soldiers was not innate. It was cultivated through relentless discipline and the shared experience of suffering. Their leaders understood that pain was not an obstacle to be avoided, but a tool to be wielded. They pushed their men to their limits, knowing that only through hardship could they forge the unbreakable bonds of loyalty and the unwavering resolve needed to conquer and control a vast empire. The Roman military ethos emphasized duty, honor, and self-sacrifice. Soldiers were expected to endure hardship without complaint, to obey orders without question, and to fight to the death for the glory of Rome. This culture of toughness and resilience was not simply a matter of military strategy. It was a fundamental aspect of Roman identity. Romans believed that suffering was a necessary part of life, that it built character and strength, and that it separated the worthy from the weak. This mentality permeated all aspects of Roman society, from politics to art to philosophy. The gladiatorial games, for example, were not simply entertainment. They were a public display of courage, endurance, and the willingness to face death without flinching. The Stoic philosophers, such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized the importance of accepting what you cannot control, focusing on what you can, and cultivating inner peace in the face of adversity. They believed that true happiness came not from pleasure or comfort, but from virtue and self-mastery. And self-mastery can only be achieved through the fire of suffering. Look at the Spartans. Their entire culture was built around the concept of toughness. From the age of 7, Spartan boys were taken from their families and subjected to a rigorous training program known as the agoge. This program was designed to strip them of their individuality, instill in them a sense of absolute loyalty to the state, and prepare